This is Yoshken, the Yoshken, bringing you the weapon guide for Splatoon 2. I haven't come up with a good name yet, and I will soon enough. But hopefully before the title of the video should have a good name. Eventually I'll get the good name, so stay tuned for that. So, I bring you this weapon called the Splattershot Jr. Because we don't get a senior later on. All we get is the junior and the papa. So, with the Splattershot Jr., the little boy, our damage is 18 to 28. Now, I'm only going to do standard numbers and not decimals unless it affects time to kill for the weapon. Which, in this case, it doesn't. So that means it's a 4 to 6 shot kill. Mostly a 4-shot kill, because as long as you're in a decent range, you're going to get a 4-shot kill. At very far range, you're going to get maybe a 5-shot kill, and at the very tip edge of the damage range, you're going to get a 6-shot kill. That is very unlikely, because it was very hard for me to actually look at some of these numbers to try to replicate that. So, with all that said, how is the accuracy / splat radius, really? I'm going to call it Splat Radius because Splat Zones is already taken by ranked mode. So, when I explain this section, they are essentially the opposites. Splat Radius and accuracy are polar opposites. But they're both going in the same section because I need them to go in the same section. You understand? No? Good. Because I'm going to explain it anyway. So, the accuracy on this gun is low. You are not going to be very accurate unless somebody is at the barrel of your mini machine pistol. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it looks like a machine pistol. So, at the barrel of your mini machine pistol, that's the best way of actually getting kills with this weapon if you're going for kills. Now, that's actually not very good. You'll rather have a very accurate weapon when trying to engage in combat with others. Now, let's go with the Splat Radius. Now, the Splat Radius happens to be very high. It allows you to splat more turf at once, but the length of the splats, the length of the ink isn't going to go as far, but it's just very wide if you are understanding what I'm saying. So it's short and wide for the Splat Radius, and it's very inaccurate for the accuracy. Now, let's talk about the bombs, which are the Splat Bombs. Now, Splat Bombs are essentially your standardized grenades. You throw it and then give or take a few seconds, and then it explodes. I'll say about 3 seconds after you've thrown it, it will explode. So there's 2 different damages for your sub-weapon. There is 180 and there is 30. 180 is within the small little radius you see on screen right now. But you may have seen that the dummy that we're using for this didn't take that much damage from that, even though he was outside the radius. That is because he was outside of the main damage radius, which outside the main damage radius is always 30 for these types of weapons. So, the radius for the non-lethal range, which is 180, is roughly double it. So, you may think that I'm safe and I'm not going to take any damage since I'm this far away. You're going to take damage if you're within the vicinity of it. It is very effective with bomb rushes, which we're not going to go into today, but it can be enough to kill somebody because that's roughly 1/3 of their HP. Now let's talk about ink armor. Ink armor is a poor man's bubbler. Bubbler was in the first game and it made you completely and utterly invincible for roughly 7 seconds. This does the same thing for around the same time, which is about 7 seconds. but it has to first charge. And second, it has a certain amount of hit points before it breaks and leaves you exposed, which is about 100 hit points, which is effectively giving you double HP. Now, I don't like this as much as I like the bubbler. The bubbler is way, way better than this, because it made you invincible and you can pop it out while you were trying to engage the enemy. But you have to let this one charge, so it's not as useful as its big brother is. The extra benefit of the shield is the fact that any teammates that are near you will also get this, and the fact that your eyes are all sparkly. That's probably the best part. Your eyes are all sparkly, like you're so excited, you're so empowered. Maybe that's the reason, because I honestly could see them being very excited about having ink just surround their body that isn't like in squid form. So they're all just excited. But the eyes do give you away. It also tells that the opponent team that, yeah, this guy's using ink armor. But be careful, because if it's 2v1 and you don't eliminate the one really fast and the other one can't shoot very well, they will tear through this armor. They will tear through the armor and tear through you at the same time. That's why it's not as good as the bubbler. And yeah, I'm going to keep comparing it to the bubbler because it's trying to be the bubbler and it's not the bubbler. So, how should you use this weapon? First off, it is really good at Turf War. I got roughly 1,000 point average in Turf War. Thanks. Now, I quickly found out that no matter how much turf you spray in Turf War, it doesn't go to your actual experience. But it is good for your money. Now, the only real ranked mode I would recommend this for, and this is a cautious recommend, is Splat Zones. You only can unlock ranked after 10 levels, 10 long, hard, tedious, long leveling up in this game. You only can unlock this after 10 levels, and then you have to wait 2 hours to see what gameplay it is. But this can do really well in Splat Zones. Splat Zones is about keeping your area covered, and it's usually a small area. So, as long as you're in that small area, you can wreck people and then get your area splatted. It's a 2-in-1 combo. In tower control, not so much, because there are better specials for that, and there are better weapons for tower control. And Rainmaker, you're supposed to guard your team, and being outranged isn't very helpful. So the downsides about this weapon is it's very easy to outrange this weapon. And there are higher damage weapons you can do in the game. Point and simple. But this weapon falls under the Splattershot family. So this is the first in the Splattershot family we have done. And you know what? I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're wondering why leveling up feels a bit slower, I have another video right here. And this is Yoshken, the Yoshken. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.